All right, MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the Rula Family Inc. studios. Make sure you tell your friends that you can download us at Spreaker, Stitcher, at SoundCloud, subscribe at iTunes, our website, which is splitdecisionmma.com. And if you feel like giving us some love, go to Facebook and look up Split Decision MMA Podcast. Give us a like.
Or Blogspot.
Or Blogspot.
Wasn't it Blog Talk?
Blogspot's a real thing, damn it.
I think it was Blog Talk.
It was probably Blog Talk, because Blogspot has porn for now. Also SD_MMA on Twitter and Instagram is where you can find us as well. Big shout out to Americana.rocks. That's ROCKS, not ROX like I think it is, because I'm stupid. But if you go over there, you can check out the apparel that Fatty puts together for mixed martial arts, which is pretty cool, including Killer Kelly's shirt, among other things, and our pterodactyl and bear
shirt.
Should
Apparently
be up
it's
there.
coming.
Hopefully.
Should be up there at some point.
Hopefully.
Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. So we're going to go over some news real quick, break down the fight from last week that happened in Australia, and, of course, look forward to the fight that's going down tomorrow in Manila with Uriah Faber and Frankie Edgar. The East Coast meets West Coast beatdown.
It's Biggie Tupac. I mean, it's awesome because they actually both come out to those songs.
What song does Edgar come out to?
Kick in the Door.
Kick in the Door? All right.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. I didn't know that. I was hoping it was going to be juicy or something. But, hey, there you go. Anyway, jumping into the UFC news here with Pat Miletich.
Pat Miletich is doing something for charity. All the proceeds for this thing he's got up on eBay will be going to Rory Silva, I believe.
Rory Silva.
Yeah, it's 14 days old. Rory is diagnosed with hydrocephaly.
Sure.
Right, needs emergency surgery. It's a
fluid in the brain.
Okay, there you go. Thanks, Radio.
Thanks, Radio.
Radio's good.
I like how he just shrugged at us like everybody knows this is fucking fluid in the brain.
Right.
Wait, I thought we had Obamacare. Why do they have to pay for this?
Apparently, Obamacare doesn't cover the water in the brain.
It doesn't cover water on the brain?
It wasn't that like on the new Operation game? Like you had to pull the bucket out of the head? Or is that water? That's water in the knee.
Water in the knee.
Oh,
yeah.
my bad.
Yeah, a lot less minor. A lot less.
I know they updated it and they added a whole
wait.
bunch of random new stuff.
Yeah. The new
they had
one-
like carpal tunnel texting. It was like a cell phone you had to pull out of the wrist.
Look, let me tell you something here. This is how shitty the new generation is. You go with the new Operation game, like the old one, you'd hit it and it'd buzz and it'd light up and it'd scare the shit out of you. And you'd drop
Every
the
time.
tweezers.
Like it almost shocked you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like literally shocked you.
it would
electric bolts through your hand.
Not only that, but the gaps are wider than Jenna Jameson's snatch.
Yes, they're on the new one. They're huge.
Yeah.
The old one, they used to be in the shape of whatever you were trying to pull
Yes.
out, like a wishbone. It was fucking impossible.
Yeah.
Now they're just giant fucking circles.
You had to connect the rubber band. You had to connect the joints together with the rubber band. I hated that
Oh,
one.
that one sucked too. No, now they're just big ass pits, and if you hit the side, you're functionally retarded. There's no way. If you can't play the game Operation and get a perfect score every time on the new system, you need to go back to grade school and get a helmet and start eating fucking paste and color crayons because you don't belong in regular society anymore.
So what you're saying is you need to take an operation game to George.
I do. I should bring one into work. That would be a lot of fun.
You start,
That was just like, inside jokes, but that would confuse the shit out of him because he'd want to know why we have a cell phone built into our wrist.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah, I thought all Milton Bradley games come with participation trophies. It's like, hey, thanks for buying the game.
you win.
You win. You participated.
Yeah, and not only that, when you hit the sides of it now, like you barely even notice. It barely lights up or
Doesn't do
buzz
anything.
or anything. Like, it doesn't-
Again, just like Jenna Jameson.
I tell you right now, I would never hit the sides of Jenna Jameson. Wouldn't hit anything.
Especially your Tito's kids just came through that thing,
Exactly.
man. His heads are huge.
It'd be like parking a motorcycle in an airplane hangar. Just,
Even a wide glide. Even a wide glide. would
So
make
what
a
can you get on eBay right now? You can get Pat Militech's shorts from UFC 17.5.
that's awesome. In Sao Paulo, Brazil. These are the first off, these are the Bad Boy shorts, the original Bad Boy shorts.
Bad Boy / tap out shorts. They got the
tap-out
Bad
shorts.
Boy eyes with the tap out logo. This is the first time a tap out logo was on anything.
Which, if you're an MMA
In MMA.
enthusiast, that's
Yeah.
kind of a big deal.
And these are also the ones that he won the very first UFC 170-pound championship belt when Pat Miletich won that.
So kind of a big deal if you're a UFC
Kind of a big
history
deal.
buff.
You can get them right now, and he will autograph them. Right now, the current bid is $3,450. So we are also starting a GoFundMe so that
Yeah,
we can hang these
exactly.
up in our studio.
I want Pat Militich's
Shorts.
sweaty shorts hanging up in the studio.
Hanging up in our studio. So check that out on eBay. Look up first UFC 170 pounds championship shorts.
I like that. I got room on my credit card.
You got do it. Let's do it.
It's an investment that's only going to go up, right?
Right? Has to. Has to. All right. Correia recently came out talking a little more trash about Ronda Rousey, and I think I gotta believe this has to come down to a translation issue, but I just thought it was really funny. Ronda Rousey said in a recent interview that about the trash talk. She said, this fight's has gone pretty personal for me, and when I finish fights quickly, that's really me at my most merciful. My dad would call it the come to Jesus meeting. I'm going to go all the way down to Brazil for a come to Jesus meeting with this chick. I'm not going to end it quickly because I can't end it quickly because I choose to. She doesn't want to show any mercy. Correia says, she should respect God's name. A come to Jesus meeting, that's totally disrespectful. God is our creator, and you need to keep that to yourself. We have to respect God above everything else.
This is one thing I don't understand, and I don't want to get in a huge religious debate, but they do realize that God and Jesus are two different beings, right?
I just think it's funny, though, that it's like, she said come to Jesus meeting.
Isn't Jesus
there's
supposed to be
three.
the Son
There's
of God?
the Father, the Son, and the Holy
Spirit.
Ghost.
And the Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit.
But really, it's a come to Jesus meeting because they have that giant fucking statue like in Brazil
Of Jesus.
Like
that's
this.
Big Butter Jesus.
Big Butter Jesus. Like that's what she means, Correia. She's going to take you over to the giant Jesus statue,
and that's
then
where you're going to fight.
Yeah, you're going to have your fight there. That's the come to Jesus meeting. Makes sense to me.
It's not. It's not.
They're going to meet
God.
at the feet of Jesus.
Yes,
literally.
It's not disrespecting.
Meet me
God.
at Jesus. We're going to meet there.
At Jesus.
The Jesus.
And bring some Cheez-Its. Bro.
Come to Cheez-Its meeting?
I would be there all day.
But it has to be the real Cheez-Its.
Regular fucking Cheez-Its. Not pepper jack, not this duo Parmesan bullshit. I want regular fucking Cheez-Its. And they're delicious.
See, we're back to that edit button thing.
What one's that? We're at 5 at least.
UFC is going to be returning to Japan. And slated for the main event is going to be Josh Barnette against Roy Nelson.
Can they do it in a ring?
I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
This will be September 27th at the Satahama Super Arena in Satahama, Japan. I'm pretty excited for this. I think this is pretty cool.
It's a good fight. Josh Barnette is a hero in Japan.
And definitely a good fight for Japan going against Roy Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
good times. They're going to eat that up.
They did say, though, I thought this was really interesting, that they're also going to have a new series called Road to UFC Japan, in which they're going to try to find prospects to possibly get a contract.
Oh, okay.
I haven't quite figured out. No one really has all the details.
So it's not a tough house.
Not quite a tough house, yeah.
Is this like Tough Enough with the WWE instead?
Kind of, and they said that Josh Barnette and Roy Nelson will be the coaches. It says there's going to be 8 male fighters fighting for a UFC contract. They will not live together. They will be training together both in Japan and in Las Vegas, and they will start filming this month. Again, Josh Barnette and Roy Nelson will be the coaches for that, and then they will meet in Japan for this UFC Fight Night.
Okay.
So it's very strange. I don't know what the format is 100%. They haven't released all the details yet.
It sounds like it's more like Tough Enough with the WWE. So that way they're not beating each other up to get in the house. They're not a tournament style.
Yeah.
It's like a really long audition.
We don't vote each other off. We beat each other off.
Wait, sounded wrong. Oh, yeah.
You know how hard it is to find that sound clip?
It's actually pretty hard. You have to get it from the show.
Yeah,
How hard does it have
that-
to be for you to beat them off?
It's pretty hard, man. I searched high and low. I reached all the way around the internet.
I have it on DVD.
Yeah.
I will just record it from my TV, putting my phone next to the TV.
Yeah, see, that's the only quality I could find, though. It's like somebody recording the TV show that was on their DVR with their phone and then uploaded it to YouTube. And
In
I'm
the
like,
background, you hear, "These nuts!"
CM Punk. Are you ready for this? Some
Yes.
big news.
Awesome.
CM Punk had a sparring scrimmage, and it's his second one, and he did well.
that's fantastic.
Like I don't understand the news coming out of this. Like, is the MMA media this slow for news this week? I mean, I know we don't got a lot to talk about. We really don't. But this is the news that we're picking up. I mean, I guess it's important enough that we're fucking reporting it.
Are we going to talk about the guy who's dead, who's not dead? But
We're working on that.
Okay.
We're getting there.
Okay.
That's the next.
It's a couple tabs
We
up.
got. We got.
All right.
This
I'm
is-
just saying.
This might be a little more important. You know, CM Punk was in a scrimmage and he did well. He's that much closer to his fucking contract, which is going to be sometime next year.
Is that a rugby huddle?
No,
That's a scrum.
that's a scrum.
CM Punk's doing rugby?
Yes. You heard it here
just heard
first.
it first.
CM
Just
Punk's
signed.
doing rugby.
In Australia.
Corey Hill, former UFC fighter, was reported dead yesterday,
By multiple
sources.
MMA media
including
sources.
Yahoo Sports. And then recently was said that he's not dead. friends of his were like, I'm sitting next to him in the hospital. He's not dead.
No, his wife. His wife. Had
Then
to come
his
out.
wife
Yeah.
had to come out and said that no, he is not dead. However, he is in a vegetative.
Wait, so his girlfriend said he was dead, and his wife said he's not? I think we understand what's going on
A
here.
friend.
A friend named Jennifer Swift.
Yes.
Guys don't have female friends. We got friends we ain't fucked yet. That's what Chris Rock said, and I believe it.
Apparently, he went to the hospital with bronchitis. He took an X-ray. They revealed that he had a cyst on his lungs. They had to remove one of his lungs.
What the
He is on a ventilator and in the process, he has lost all brain function and in a vegetative state on his deathbed. Not dead yet. Correia, who was 36, fought the UFC, famously known for breaking his leg, just like before Anderson Silva.
Before Anderson Silva did, yeah.
So he's not dead yet, but he's possibly brain dead,
Not dead yet.
which is really sad.
Very sad.
It's actually really sad.
Yeah.
It is.
Because, well, here's the thing here, and this is why this is really sad. My husband is fighting for his life, said his wife. He's not going to recover from this.
Yeah.
And I hate to be the cold reality, but he's brain dead. He's already had a heart attack. He's lost all brain functions in a vegetative state. His lung collapsed. They removed his other lung.
Right.
He's not coming back from this, and
Yeah.
it's very sad.
It was the UFC released a statement, and then everybody else like flipped out on Twitter and flipped out online. And was like, "You can't say that. He's not dead yet."
I mean, he's not. I mean, yes, okay. In the the literal sense of the word, he is being kept alive by machinery. However, if that machinery was removed, he would not survive.
But you can't put the headline out that
That
Corey
he's
Hill
ill has passed away when
has
he's
passed
not.
away,
I mean,
yeah.
that guy, I feel bad for him and his wife, who's like, "No, I actually want people to realize that he's fighting for his life." That
Even that statement is just it's so rough. I feel bad for the family. That's because he was a fun guy. He was a fun fighter on the show.
Yeah.
He was entertaining to watch in the cage. So what was he? 6'5", 155er.
Yeah.
Just an ungodly tall guy fighting at such a lightweight. First guy to snap his shin in half by getting a check kick. I mean, it's sad news.
yeah,
Especially when you're just like, I got a cough. I'm going to the doctor. I got this cough.
Yeah.
and it's bronchitis,
And
then
it's
a cyst.
bronchitis, and it's cyst, and then it's a
And then
lost
it's-
lung, and then you have a heart attack.
Yeah, just downward slope.
That's why I never go to doctors, ever.
Ever.
Moving on now.
UFC Fight Pass is going to be adding Shuto to the library. They're also going to be adding Shuto Live. So any of the ones that are going to be going down in Brazil, they will be doing those live from Fight Pass, which I think is pretty cool.
That is a big-ass library. Cage Rage, Extreme Challenge, XFO, UC MMA, Hook and Shoot, TKO, King of the Cage, Pancrase, and now Shuto.
Yeah, and I finally broke down
Plus
and bought it.
Invicta.
Plus Invicta.
I finally bought it because I got tired of Matt kicking me off, and then I kicked Matt off, and so I just bought it.
But we weren't really using somebody else's password.
I don't
At
think
all.
that's illegal.
I can say it now because
Somebody
I
paid
bought
for
it. I bought it. We couldn't use it more than once. That's what I mean. We kept kicking each other off.
So
and
they-
Matt should understand that we have to do this for a somewhat profession, so we
Yeah.
had priority, even though he paid for it.
Even though he paid for it.
You just had to wait for that Ashley Madison account to go.
to clear.
No, we still all share that.
Oh,
Isn't everybody?
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah,
default,
Burt Vagel. If you want to look us up on Ashley Madison, Burt Vagel.
it's just the default picture is just a montage of all of our dicks. It's really weird.
It's called the Coctopus.
That's usually the goal. Cock to puss.
Oh, the train keeps on rolling. All right.
Bellator will be going down tonight.
God, we suck at this so bad.
It's happening in
I
America.
have to remember what we're watching, when
It's
we're
happening
watching
as
it, when
you're-
this is going to air.
While you're listening to this, it's happening.
Or it happened yesterday because a lot of you listened on Saturday for some reason.
Right? 4 fighters failed to make weight at Bellator.
Nice.
4.
I thought it was 5.
Virgil Swickler came in at 206. Joe Tamanginio came out at 136. Adriana Jenkins came out at 146.
I think it's
Dodge sounded like he had a stroke.
don't go to the doctor.
Don't go to the doctor. It's not
I
good.
think it's Tamanglo.
Not good, not good. However, the
Tamango.
big one is that Bellator middleweight champ Brandon Hasley, or Hasley, excuse me.
Halsey.
Halsey, is that how you pronounce it?
It's the L's before the S, so yes.
All right. Came in overweight at 188 pounds.
What? He was supposed to be 170?
No, 185.
Okay.
Now, as a champion, you don't get the 1 pound allowance for title fights. You have to be on the button. He came in at 188. He's supposed to be fighting Kendall Grove. They're saying the fight is not canceled. However, he does have to forfeit 20% of his purse, 10% to the Athletic Commission, 10% to Kendall Grove.
So 60%.
No.
Where
10,
we at
that's
now?
what the breakdown is. 10% goes to the Athletic Commission, 10% goes to Kendall Grove. That's 20% of his purse.
Okay.
Is getting cut. He also will be stripped of his title. Even if he wins, he will be stripped of his title.
Now, if Kendall wins, he gets the title.
If Kendall wins, he does get to keep the belt.
Okay.
Win-win for Kendall Grove, right?
Well, that's just like what Angel said. We
Yeah.
asked him, do you get mad? He's like, no, pay me.
Pay me.
Yeah.
Pay me.
I mean, basically, if you lose, you probably 3 pounds probably would have lost anyway. But if you win, you get the belt. You get 10% of the guy's purse. Why not?
So on this card, we will have obviously the title, non-title fight.
Could go either way.
Could go either way.
There's Vegas odds on if somebody gets a title or not after this fight.
Also on this card, Benji Radek. I'm trying to think some of the other Antonio Duarte, Razik Al Hassan, all from formerly from the UFC. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else anybody might recognize. But you can check this out on. These are on Spike
Yeah, it'll be on Spike
tonight.
Cool.
So you can check that out.
Happening out of Temecula, California, actually.
Yeah.
SoCal. Interesting.
At the
Pachanga
Resort and Casino.
Isn't that the old Chinese? Those games are called Pachango, right?
Something like that.
Pachinko?
Pachinko?
It's Pachinko.
Whoa.
Plinko?
Plinko. That's on Price is Right.
Price is right.
Which was like Pachinko.
Is there something in the air in here today? Is there a carbon monoxide leak in your house?
I believe so.
Quite possibly. So did you get a chance to watch the... No, you didn't
No,
because
it
you
was
didn't
on
know what
Fight
time it
Pass,
was. It was
yeah.
on
No, I
Fight
didn't know what
Pass.
time it was.
Loved it.
Loved it. It was pretty brutal. If you want to go over we have some stories associated with this, so we'll start with there on the bottom.
You want to go from the bottom with Ben Nguyen and
Yep. I lost every single one of my picks except for like 2.
Yeah, you did.
Like,
Alpataken?
it was bad.
Yeah, that would probably be why somebody kept texting you as people
Yeah,
lost.
I was like, that was the worst
Is that why
one.
the phone was blowing up?
That was like the worst pick I've ever made ever.
it was bad.
It was bad.
I was like, hey, there's another one.
Like, I'm just like, wow, really? What the fuck is going on? Like,
This is the one that Don spent his life savings betting on online,
no,
too.
I'm glad I didn't.
Ben Nguyen up against Alpataken Ozilkick. I don't know. TKO. First round, 459. 1 second to go in the first round. Boom, done. Brandon O'Reilly up against Vic Grujic. This one was a unanimous decision at 5 minutes of the third round. Of course, I don't even know why I read that. Alex Chambers up against Kalen Karan. It's third round submission.
Armbar.
Yeah, just stop me when you got a story. Brad Scott going up against Dylan Andrews, another submission guillotine choke in the second round. Then you had Beck Rawlings.
The one fight I picked correct.
Up against Lisa Ellis with a rear naked choke in the first round. Good for Beck Rawlings.
Right.
And she looked pretty brutal.
Yeah, but it took somebody to talk about her kids to get angry.
That's what you get.
No, I know. I understand. Don't mess
Go
with
to sleep.
Don't mess with Mama
Go
Bear.
to sleep.
And
No,
she,
it's go the fuck to sleep.
yeah, because I think
It's a great book.
I think she could have choked her out earlier.
I
than
think
that.
she could have
I think
too.
she just wanted to beat
She
her up
beat
for
the
a
shit
while.
out of her.
Sam Alvey going up against Dan Kelly, TKO of the first round at 49 seconds.
We do have a little bit of story about Sam Alvey. Sam Alvey decided to make his own sponsorship by tanning it into his skin.
Which there are no rules about.
Yet.
Yet.
Until now. There was no rules that he could not. It was for a tanning company. He put letters on himself, sat in their tanning bed so that it was tanned on his chest. And then they're like, yeah, you can't do that anymore.
Put it in the bylaws, man. Put it in the bylaws.
It's in the bylaws today. Like, day after that fight, they're like, this sneaky motherfucker. Like,
Amendment 1.
yeah.
Right. Not only text, but images too.
Yeah.
Have they gone to the hair yet?
No. Well.
No, you got what's his name that always comes with
Yeah.
a stupid bell on his head and ends up fucking losing.
Yeah.
Larkin, right?
Right. And I think they also put something about tattoos too.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, that'd be a commitment.
Well, they already banned. You remember they used to have Golden Palace, like the temporary tattoos across their back. They already banned
No
those.
more henna tattoos.
No more henna tattoos. But now you can't do tanning,
But they still haven't done hair though.
and they still haven't done hair and actual
'Cause there's-
tattoos.
there's some
because like Roy Nelson's 108 tattoo on the side. That's an actual old sponsor of his.
From your old work?
No, I wish.
I thought it was his weight, like when he was 6.
When he was born, they're like, "Poof, gotta just make sure.
108.
I think he's livestock. I'm telling you, someone's gonna get creative with the hair next. Because I've seen some crazy shit online with some hair. Like I saw a Ronda Rousey hair. Do you see that one?
Yeah.
Somebody did the Ronda Rousey in the back of the head.
There's a whole show now
Yeah.
to hair art.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Anything against spray paint yet?
I don't know.
Just saying, we can get creative. It's not henna, it's airbrush.
Yeah, sorry.
Different. Where were we at here?
Kyle Noak.
I picked this one correctly. It was a split decision, but it was my one pick that I got right. Kyle Noak over Jonathan Webb, a split decision.
I think they gave it to him because he's Australian.
Right.
That's fine.
How happy for those two guys who had the only decisions of the night.
Right?
No, there was still one earlier.
No, there was only two
That's
decisions
two.
all night.
Oh, well, you said
Brandon
two guys.
O'Reilly
I thought
and
you-
Kyle Noak.
That's 4 guys total, Dennis. It's 2 fights. I did see the gif of this. Dan Hooker against Hatsuhioki. This is a KO with a head kick in the second round. That was pretty brutal.
It was pretty bad.
And moving on to your main card now, we have James Vick up against Jake Matthews. This was a guillotine choke in the very first round. And then Sean O'Connell over the Hippo, Anthony Peroche. TKO. Damn.
He just kept punching him.
Oops.
And punching
Did you
him.
close it?
Yep. And punching him. and punching him.
Just keep saying that until he gets his page back up.
Adding more punching.
And then,
Enhance.
Add more punching.
which, of course, Anthony the Hippo Peroche, the native, losing like this is an upset for home. So it's a good thing they gave Noak the victory.
Robert Whittaker.
Then what's that? Huh? What? Robert Whittaker up against Brad Tavares. Forrest brother wins with a KO.
Yeah,
and
you see how look. Sean O'Connell's like, I did it in 56.
Yeah.
Robert's like, good, I did it in 44,
bitch.
And then Stipe's like, I can't do it fast. I'm going to break another record.
Yeah. He did break
Seriously.
some records.
Yeah, Stipe Miocic going up against Mark Hunt. TKO of the 5th round.
This should have been stopped at probably the 3rd.
Think so?
Really?
At least the 4th.
Yeah.
The
He couldn't see after the 3rd.
No, he couldn't see after the 3rd. And they both set a record.
What was he like, looking through squints trying to fight him?
Yes.
Oh, bad.
Really?
New record. All right. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
This broke the record. So Miocic landed 361 strikes to Mark Hunt's 61.
Jesus, Hunt, what were you doing, man?
He was trying to find out where he was.
You can't phone in a fight, bro.
And then what was it? Yeah. So basically, Miocic won the most strikes landed, and then Hunt got the most strikes absorbed.
See, I thought that that's amazing. I thought Nick Diaz set the CompuBox record or the fight metrics.
I think
record.
for thrown, most strikes thrown.
Oh, okay, yeah, that actually makes sense then. Okay.
Yeah. Landed 361 strikes to Hunt's 61.
Broke the record from Hoist Gracie versus Ken Shamrock in a 36-plus minute fight. Remember UFC 5 when there pretty much were no time limits.
And also when Chael Sonnen went up against Anderson Silva back 2010 at UFC 117, where he was able to land 320 strikes.
That's your modern era record. So that's a big, big difference right there.
Yeah.
That's 41 more strikes.
Yeah, by the 4th, he could not see anything.
Think about this. We've seen fights where they don't even throw 41 strikes.
I mean, he would get up and swing, and when he was able to get up, he would swing.
I think Mayweather threw 40.
But I don't know. Poor Mark Hunt.
It's a beating, man. That is a beating.
But he wouldn't go out. He wouldn't. He was going to keep going. No. The ref probably should have stopped it.
And you see how many people were mad that like Stipe started wrestling him?
Yeah.
Stipe started wrestling him because he was like,
Felt bad.
I don't want to keep punching him in the face.
His hands probably hurt.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying. He could have probably took it to 400
Oh yeah.
if he had.
If it would have went to the rest of the round, it would have
Yeah.
been 400.
Yeah, crazy.
He just hammer fisting. I mean, it was pretty crazy.
Hey, what's this right here?
This was back on Friday. This was
Okay.
last Friday. We had the first time ever we had Access Fights held a promotion against promotion event. They did Legacy against RFA.
Oh, that's interesting.
They had let's see. So they had a flyweight super fight championship. Alexander Pantoja.
Pantoja. The J silent.
For RFA defeated Damasio Page, who was the Legacy champion, in round 2. For the RFA Bantamweight Championship, you have Luke Sanders up against Terrion Ware, winning that in a unanimous decision.
All right.
You want to continue for me? Legacy
Sure.
Lightweight Championship.
Sure. Mike Bronzoulis up against Dave Burrow. He got the win with the unanimous decision. That was a Legacy then. You had RFA versus Legacy with Adam Townsend of RFA defeating Yuri Villafort with unanimous decision. Another RFA versus Legacy. Brian Hall of Legacy wins Kevin Gray via submission guillotine choke in round 1. And then you had the another RFA versus Legacy welterweight. Bohan Velkovic going up against Charles Bird. He gets the win for RFA with unanimous decision. Looks like RFA came out on top. 3 out of 4 bouts.
3 out of 4. Burt Watson was there hanging out.
Hey, what's up, Bart Watson?
It was cool to see him out there,
He's just enjoying his
retirement.
retirement.
And then also this past weekend we had Metamoris 6. Josh Barnett
Hey, Kenny Cornelius. Hey, that's cool.
defeated Hiron Gracie via toe hold.
All right. That catch wrestling coming back for him.
It looked like it was held in a warehouse.
It was.
Not even like
No cameras, no press, nothing.
a warehouse.
Warehouse. We don't need anything fancy. It's a grappling tournament. Like,
So Chael Sonnen also beats Babalu Sobral. This was
Well, I don't know if it was a beat him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It came to a draw.
Yeah, but Joe Lauzon did fall to Dylan Dennis.
Yeah.
With a Darce choke. Keenan Cornelius, one of the big up and comers in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, went to time limit with Alexandre Ribeiro, and then Roberto Satoshi and Clark Gracie went to draw. Well, it's Metamoris. This is going to happen. Evandro Nunes and Jimmy Frederick went to a draw as well. This is the problem with Metamoris. I mean, they're like, oh, no, we're going to go till somebody submits. And then all of a sudden they have time limits.
They're like, yeah, we can't.
Because it's like, these guys can go for an hour.
6 hours later.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think that. So this weekend we have a big Ultimate Fight Night going down. Is this one Fox or Fox Sports 1?
Fox Sports 1.
Fox Sports 1. Make sure you tune into this one. The main event is going to be amazeballs.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the main event.
I can't wait for this, man. I mean, I'm literally torn on the main event here, but let's start at the bottom here with Nolan Tickman going up against Yao Zikui. Sure, that'll work. And then you also have Roldan Sengcha-An going up against John De Los Reyes.
That is going down on Fight Pass starting at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Tomorrow. So, like, if I get up I can actually watch this in the morning.
If you have Fight Pass.
No, but I mean at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
7 o'clock, turn on for the prelim card, which is going down Fox Sports 1, 7 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. Ning Goinguru going up against Royston Wee. Then you have Lee Zhengalang going up against Diego Lima. Wait, you don't like Zhengalang?
It's Zhengaling, baby. Go ahead, baby.
Had you ever seen Life with Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
And who's the other one?
Martin Lawrence.
Zhang Lepeng up against Kaijan Johnson, and then Taehoon Bang going up against John Tuck. I'm taking Taehoon Bang all day on that one.
Just for the name?
Just for the name, absolutely.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah. Taehoo, walla walla bing bang.
No, Zing Lepeng.
All right.
Mark Edeva going up against Levon Machiavelli. Fuck you guys. All of you. You guys are slaughtering your names. You read this shit, assholes.
Without ever hearing it, too.
Yeah.
Don't just... Because I could probably listen to it a bunch of times and be able to say it, but since I don't, I just wing it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't feel bad because Goldberg
butchers him. He's supposed to be knowing him. They read him to him, and he's just like...
Some of these I'm looking at, and I mean, they're typed up right in front of me. I want to buy some more vowels. Some I want to say Gesundheit after I pronounce the fucking name.
I would just spin again.
And you got Levon Machiavelli in this fight?
Yeah.
Why?
Just going on my picks.
All right, cool. Because you did so well last week.
Throwing it out there.
He flipped a coin this week, guys. He flipped a coin. Felipe Nover going up against Yu Chui Nam. You got Yu Chui Nam on that one as well. Hungu Lim going up against Neil Magny. Now you got Neil Magny.
Neil Magny has started to impress me quite a bit lately. I mean, the last few fights I've seen him in, I didn't take him, or I was questionable about taking him, and I'm just going to be taking him in this one.
Mark Munoz, who we've discussed about him being in the twilight of his career, going up against
This
Luke
is his retirement
Barnette,
fight, sir.
and this is his last fight. You don't even pick him to win his last
Nope,
fight.
he's not winning his last fight. Luke Barnett's going to win this.
Going out on his back.
Yeah, on a shield.
And then Gerhard Mousasi going up against Kostas Falopu, which I actually dig this fight.
I think this is a good fight. Yeah. I just think Gegard's got more tools in the toolbox.
I think he's got the edge
than Kostas.
I agree. Anybody
Both
else?
of them coming off some losses, but you know.
I like Filipu.
Falopu?
Yeah.
Filipu? Josh?
Yeah.
All right.
Radio, anything?
Thumbs up. Awesome.
up from
And then
radio.
your main event, which is really a treat for this to be free on Fox Sports 1. Frankie Edgar going up against Uriah Faber. We got real East Coast, West Coast. We got real Tupac and Biggie going down right here. And the crazy thing here, Frankie Edgar's on an amazing win streak right now. Dude's only got 4 losses, all by decision.
Yep.
Never been submitted, never been stopped. And Uriah Faber coming off 2-fight win streak, but you got to remember, this guy's never lost a fight that wasn't a title fight.
This is true.
So he has that... That's not necessarily
It's an aura.
It's like an aura. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not a skill. It's just the way the universe is aligned. Uriah Faber, he doesn't lose if it's not a title fight. But really, you got Frankie Edgar.
This could be for a title eliminator, though. They are saying the winner of this fight will get a chance to fight for the featherweight title. This is going down at 145. This is Uriah Faber. He's made his way down to. He's coming back up from 135.
Yeah.
Frankie Edgar has dropped again back from 155 down to 145. So this fight will be pretty interesting to see. Uriah Faber talking about how he can eat whatever he wants in our last interview with him.
Oh, yeah.
That he's happy going back up to 145, his more natural weight class.
Well, that's what a lot of people I talk to, they're like, did you see how swole he is? I was like, he gets put on as much weight as he wants, really.
Yeah, he's a little dude. Frankie Edgar, I mean, this guy, we've seen what he can do. He's been the champion before.
Yep.
He's tenacious. He's fast. His wrestling's amazing. His striking has improved vastly. Uriah Faber, also an amazing wrestler. His striking is unpredictable. You don't ever know what he's going to do.
He has hands down been one of the the blueprint fighters for guys just throwing things out there when they think of it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's coming off the scrambles, he's coming out of the clinch, and he's throwing strikes, he's going for takedowns, he's pretty much doing it ever. But Frankie Edgar is almost the same way. He's in the clinch, and he does the same thing as he exits. He's throwing. I think he throws a little more than Uriah. Uriah likes to throw like a 1-2. Frankie's throwing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 when he's coming out of things, especially with his striking. Neither of them really are known for their knockout power. They're both pretty good in the scramble. They're both pretty good at wrestling.
It's a tough fight.
It's a really tough fight. I always will root for the hometown kid, Uriah Faber, but I just think Frankie Edgar is going to edge him out in this fight.
I give the strictly boxing to Frankie Edgar on this one. I think the wrestling almost negates itself.
Yep.
I'm afraid it'll be proved wrong, and then we're gonna throw them in there together, and all of a sudden you're gonna see one of them just dominating wrestling.
Yeah.
But for right now, I'm gonna say the wrestling negates itself. Frankie Edgar with the hands, Uriah Faber being unconventional with the feet,
For sure.
and also I think he might have a better submission game as well.
I would agree with that, yeah.
So we got a tough call here. You're taking Frankie Edgar. I'm gonna go with Uriah Faber because I think he's unconventional enough to surprise Edgar. But
I'm saying this goes to decision.
think so?
Yeah.
I can just tell what coast you stayed on during the summer.
I didn't.
You
It's
didn't?
over here.
It was over here? All right, never mind. My heart's with Uriah, but yeah.
Yeah, see?
I know.
That's what it is.
Edgar's
your
on a
wallet's on
tear.
Edgar.
Wallet's
My
on
wallet's
Edgar.
on Edgar.
God, I guess if you're gonna put a gun to my head and make me put money on it, then I have to go with Edgar too.
Radio? He's
Yeah,
just
I'm gonna go
nodding.
with that. No, I'm going with Edgar on this.
God, we're all gonna get kicked out of California.
Yeah.
I know.
We're gonna have to relocate the fucking.
I'll wear my Uriah Faber shirt. They'll be okay.
Next time
I'll be okay.
next time we do the interview with him, he's gonna be like, "Fuck you guys."
Guys, fuck you motherfuckers.
We're gonna have to go room with Fatty in Toronto or whatever. we're coastless. Actually, I have no idea where Toronto is.
It's on the eastish coast.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's like right up there in the north.
Northeast.
Right up there in the
Northeast.
north.
Right up there in the north.
That's totally a coast. It's right up there in the
It's
north.
northeast. I know it's northeast.
Okay.
But
right
is
up there
but
in
is
the
it
north.
coastal? It's not coastal.
No, it's not coastal at all.
No.
Fucking, we're tundra then. That works for me. So that's it. Make sure you watch.
Wait,
again.
wait. I've been working on something, and I want people to understand this thing about the whole Reebok deal.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now they're trying to say that
Conspiracy theory 101.
Zuffa's stealing money on this whole Reebok deal. So I sat down with a couple people, and we ran some numbers. There's just under 600 paid fighters in the UFC. Even at the first tier, if those fighters who get 3 fights a year are paid at the first tier people, that is $4.5 million. Over 7 years, that's $35 million. That's just everybody's at the first tier. Nobody will stay at the first tier longer than a year and a half. If anything...
How did you find this many fighters on the UFC roster?
My thing is you lost me at math.
Right.
But I'm still listening.
Right. So as we sat and really started to dig into this, we really believe that Reebok lowballed Zuffa like a motherfucker. Because this is a 7-year deal. If $35 million eats up half the $70 million deal, if everybody's at tier 1, what's going to happen at year 5 when you don't even have 20% of the people at tier 1 anymore?
No, because you're constantly turning over. In 5 years, you're turning over a lot of fighters.
You have to see how many guys get booted.
I understand that.
Even if they're in the 5
listen,
to
but
10
listen to what I'm
year
saying.
break.
There's some fighters who are going to make $20,000. We did just the math just on everybody at the
Right.
first tier. The next tier, at tier 2, is double the 2,500.
Right.
That right there eats the $70 million.
Right.
So yeah.
So
Just wanted to throw that out for all of you guys. who
So when
keep
they
throwing
figure out they did the math wrong and this whole thing collapses,
well,
then
like
what happens?
what one person texted back to me, they feel like the Zuffa bit at the first fat dick that wiggled.
Put a ring on it.
Yeah, exactly. So before you guys go around saying that you believe Zuffa's taken, and in no way am I saying that it hasn't hurt people's sponsor deals or kept them from making money. That's not my argument.
That's separate from this argument.
This argument is that $70 million for 7 years is actually a really low figure for the amount of fighters that the UFC employs.
I didn't know they employed that many fighters.
And neither did I until we started digging. It's just under 600.
How is it 600 fighters?
I don't know.
How many weight classes you got?
Well, I mean, if you
And
look
this
at their
is
website,
worldwide
active
now.
fighters. Is it include Invicta? It doesn't include Invicta, does
It
it?
includes fights from Strikeforce when they took over
And WEC.
and WEC.
But they have to be active
They have to be
UFC
currently
fighters
fighting.
in the UFC.
UFC.
Right, but some
Not
of these
Shudo, not Invicta.
No.
Okay.
and again, some of these fighters who come from Strikeforce, they're already at tier 2 and tier 3.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I just didn't know they had 600 fighters
Right.
on the
Okay,
roster.
but even say that it was 300 fighters. As you go up the tiers, it's still eating away.
Exactly.
The money. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, then I'm glad you did the math.
Thank you.
For the listeners.
Thank you for doing the math. Because I sure as fuck wasn't going to do it. So thanks for listening. Of course, you can get us every week right here. Wherever you're listening to us now, listen to us again at the same spot. Or go boost our number somewhere else. I don't really care.
Thanks for naming all the sites there. That was great.
No, you can get us, tell your friends. Spreaker. They know where they're fucking listening. They got to tell their friends. Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or iTunes where they can subscribe.
Be like, hey, listen where I listen. This thing.
Yeah, this thing right here. Send your friends a fucking link. SplitDecisionMMA.com. And of course, if you want to get us on Twitter and Instagram, it's SD_MMA. Facebook, Split Decision MMA Podcast. Give us a like. And make sure you check out Americana.rocks for all your MMA apparel. Yeah? Cool. Word. From the Ruloff Family Inc. Studios at Bueller and Dodge saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.